Hi everybody. Well, future people, I imagine. Tonight I'm probably just going to do the same as last night. I think I'm just going to have a crack at some rapid games. So nice and slow, taking it through, trying to think the best I can in the position and as deeply as I can. I'll try to explain what I'm thinking. That might help you out. I am going to play some Sicilian games, so please don't expect a too high of a win ratio tonight. Maybe I'll do well, maybe I won't, but I am going to mix up my openings into something that I'm not quite comfortable in, and 1700 sort of rating with opponents as strong as 1900. I would probably be better off playing openings that I'm very confident in, but I'm going to mix it up because it's about time anyway, and why not just throw myself in the deep end and see what I can do. So without further ado, I'm just going to hit play. Not sure what happened there. I do find it the higher my rating gets in Rapid, the harder it is to find a opponent. Okay, we've got one here, 1855. We've got the black pieces. Hopefully he plays e4. He does. And we're c5 on the board. Okay, so basic ideas of the Sicilian. You're trying to trade this wing pawn for a central pawn. It does give white a lead in development. But if he doesn't win the game if he doesn't win in the middle game, then you should win in the end game with these central pawns here. So we'll attack the e4 pawn. So he defends with the knight. It's kind of a shame that I can't get this bishop out to pin that. But I'm going to play what I've sort of been playing. So I note that Liam quite often plays e6 in these positions. I don't know as early as this, but he definitely does play e6 quite early. It seems a little strange to lock in your light square bishop, but it does also seem to work, so that's fine. I prefer g6 lines. I have been beaten because of tactics on this diagonal so many times in my chess playing that it just makes a lot of sense to me to play these g6 bishop g7 lines. So I'm not worried about this bishop attack. I do want to keep the two bishops. I think that this game is going to open up, and with the central control where I can break things up if I want to, I think these two bishops are going to be monster pieces. So I could ask the question of what this bishop's going to do with a6 right now, which is kind of tempting. I'm assuming a6 bishop takes and takes. With the other line, the bishop retreats and I get the two pawns, which does gain some space, but I think I'm just going to castle. So there's two ways to play this position. So he can either castle short, or he can somehow, okay, so he castles short. Quite often they will go for a kingside attack, at least from what I've been reading. I've been trying to do a little bit of brushing up. They do quite often go for a kingside attack. So need to decide what I want to do now. I know the C file is good for my rook. So I guess there's two moves there that I can think of. Bishop d7 or a6. I guess there's also e6. Alright, I'm going to play a6. I'm going to work out this bishop's intentions. If he takes, I'll take back with the pawn. So you can see it's already quite a solid opening by black. Black has no real weaknesses. You don't know half the stuff I'm doing, but okay, yeah, sweet as, bro. You don't need to know. So do you play chess? What's sort of what elo are you? More importantly, who is it? Is that you, Dylan? It's kind of hard to come up with a plan. I could come in and attack his bishop. I would quite like to trade the bishop for the knight, but at the same time, I don't want him to recapture with c takes d3. Because I think that kind of defeats the purpose of playing c5 early. Okay, I'm going to play queen c6. I don't know if this is good or not, but I'm worried about this e5 square. I think he's going to definitely try and press e5. I also thought that was a possibility. I don't want my knight to get trapped. I really don't want to... Okay, so I'm going to play my knight here. It's attacking his bishop and his knight. I'm assuming knight's going to take. I'm going to play my bishop here, and then he's going to try for f4. And I think this is what I've been... Oh, okay, you're just very, very new. Cool, man. That's awesome. So, learning, yes. So, learning chess, I assume that you know all the moves. Do you have a chess.com account or a lead chess account? I think that's probably the first step. If you want to play a lot of games, this is the best place. And you'll get matched with people of your skill level, which I think is incredibly important. Should have played rook d1 earlier. He should have played rook d1? Rook d1 this square? You got to be quite clear, Jason. It's hard to decipher what you mean sometimes. You, rook d8. don't think so. There's no benefit in rook d8 for me. I'm just staring at pieces and pawns. I think it's more crucial to play rook c8 and put the rook on the semi-open file. Yeah, that's the way. Yeah, make an account. Chess.com, I strongly recommend. It's a really good place to play chess. Alright, I'm going to take a little bit of space on the queen side. We can't play this because now I just take the pawn. Let's jump over, attack this pawn, and see what he wants to do to deal with that. I do see f4 coming at some stage from my opponent. So yeah, time is great. Make a chess.com account. That should be the first thing. And then just start playing games, man. Just start feeling it out and seeing what you like to do. I think after playing sort of 50 odd games, you should look up some openings, and that'll just be like a set of 5 to 10 moves that you do in the beginning to get a position that is equal or slightly better for you than your opponent. For me, I'm looking for things like a5, b4, I think. I want to try and open up this bishop. I do need to be careful that my e-pawn is under attack. Okay, so I'm going to come and defend this pawn. And then maybe next move, I'm even going to go as far as playing e6. It creates an isolated pawn, which is not ideal, but it opens up this bishop, because this bishop is sort of short-ranged at the moment. Okay, so he plays bishop. Okay, I'm gonna push forward. I'm gonna use minority attack with the support of this bishop on this long diagonal here. I quite like the position already. I wouldn't mind maybe doubling rooks, but I may need to use this rook to defend the e-pawn. Like, for example, if he pushes g4, then the threat would be g5, and then the queen winning this pawn. So I might, in that situation, have to come over with my rook so this bishop can pull back. This has been a pretty good start, though. I think it's definitely a very even game. Something to always be aware of as well, especially some of you high-rated players like Jason Bower. It should be instantly recognizable to you in this position, the key critical weakness if you want to win this game is if you can exploit this king and queen being on the same diagonal with the use of this bishop. So if I can somehow defend this bishop on d4 where it's not under attack but pins the queen to the king, it will win this game. So if I can split these pawns and somehow force the c-pawn off, that would be the first stage. The next stage would be to somehow defend this bishop, so maybe even going as far as rook c4 and creating a threat that way. But I like my position. Still a lot of work to do. It's still anyone's game. Okay, bam. So he's firing away. He is going to try and play g5. So I'm just going to move. Plan remains the same. Rook e8 defends the pawn for if he plays g5. I can just slide my bishop back. And I want to keep this bishop because it's a really good piece. The next thing it also does is x-rays his queen. So it is attacking his queen. It's through lots of pieces, but if at any stage this pawn gets taken off, that queen is going to be under attack. I'm really looking for b4. Okay, I think I have b4. Right, b4, pawn takes, bishop takes. Bishop takes, and as long as the bishop's there, I'm good. Okay, pawn takes, pawn takes, bishop takes, and then there's a pawn in the way. Okay, so I believe I can make this move. It is a little bit suspect though. It's always dodgy going into a 2-on-3, but we'll see. The best part about it is he can't play c4. If he could play c4 in this position, I wouldn't be able to play it, but because the rook defends it, I believe I can play b4. In fact, I would say that's what the computer wants me to play. Are there any Sicilian players in here? Jason, do you play the Sicilian? Okay, if pawn takes, I'm going to try and do a little trick here. He does have rook. Rook to a7, which would be a pretty good move. Yeah, in fact, I like that move from him. If he sees that he's defending it. Okay, he doesn't play it. So I'm going to play my rook here. Prepares to double, which is always a good plan, right? But the main threat I've got is bishop d4, and it's quite hard. Used to, but not for a long time. Yeah, man, a Sicilian is really good for black. I see it in the 3,000 players that I watch, the likes of Daniel Naroditsky. He plays the Sicilian. Hikaru Nakamura plays the Sicilian as well. Okay, so let's calculate here. Let's calculate. Queen takes. Queen takes. Check. Now I believe he has bishop defends through the queen. So queen would take, and then bishop would take the queen. So I would get a rook and a queen, and he would get a bishop and a queen. That's right. So I get the rook and the queen, and he gets the bishop and the queen. I'm just checking to make sure I'm right. I'm pretty sure I can take. Queen takes a7. Hold your breath, everybody. I hope I'm right. And this is what I was talking about before. I hope this works. Bam, check. So that's the queen and the king being on the same diagonal or on the same file or rank. Very important to look out for things, because tactics will come from that. And if you can ever get a piece attacking both the queen and the king at the same time, and it cannot be taken by another piece, whammo. It's GG. Still some work to do in this game though, because he does have a good position. He should find bishop e3 to recapture the queen. His bishops will play well, and I'm going to have it's going to be a really tough game to win. But I'm certainly going to try. Okay, excellent. He didn't take it. That's way better for me. Well, I guess it's exactly the same now I think about it. So I'm assuming bishop c3. I would almost certainly play bishop c3 in this position, because you're attacking the rook and you're also blocking the king from ever coming out on the dark squares. It's going to be tough. I would very much like to trade these two bishops off if I can. I'm thinking maybe my opponent is contemplating what the hell just happened. So he's got these 2 pawns, which he's going to tighten up real quickly. But I think as a result, I will be able to get the A file, the only open file, and see if I can put some pressure down there. Because White's King's also kind of weak. Server reset in 35 minutes is a bit rough. How's your training going, Jason, for the blindfold match? I was looking at your what's it called? Your archive. And you've got a lot of wins, man. You've been grinding a bit. It's good, looking really good. Bishop c3. Yeah, Bishop c3 is a clear move. I think he might be sulking or sort of just chewing the clock in American football style. It is 15-minute 10 though, so he will get plenty of time. Okay, and because I indirectly attack the bishop, no, he can't even come and attack me because I believe that I think I can take the pawn. Is that too greedy? It may be too greedy. Takes. What does he play? Bishop can only attack me on the square. I'm going to think about it because I do not want my rook trapped and it's very tight. I can't play that. So takes here. Bishop comes and attacks. I take the... He comes here. I think it gets caught. Takes here, here. Bishop back. Yeah, I don't like it. I'm going to retreat. Might be a little bit soft. I'll be interested to see what the analysis says if it wants me to take that pawn. But I don't like it. Especially for how long he thought there. He thought for a good 4 or 5 minutes there. How long was it? Yeah, 4 minutes 20 seconds. I believe he probably looked for the best line. Okay, so trying to straighten out his pawns, that makes sense. This rook defending e7 is not it. Takes. I will. I think you mean f4, but I will see after the game. Man, it's actually really hard to play this position. The trouble is if he gets the rook here and he can attack this pawn, it's going to be hard to defend it. I guess I can play here, attack him, force him to do it, and then swing the rook over, attacking the bishop. Forcing the trade. And it'll be a bishop, two bishops versus a bishop and a rook. But I'll be down too many pawns. Tough one. Oh, whoa, you called it, yeah. Pawn to f5, yeah, I think f5 was probably it. Okay, is it just me or can I take? Rook can no longer capture. And now I'm also threatening taking these two pawns. And I've got my rook into the game. This looks a lot better for me. I guess he tries to play... Yeah. Okay, so he's playing for b5. But that might just be too slow, because I'm going to try and checkmate him. Two bishops and a rook are definitely capable of checkmating me, though. Okay, let's go. Let's see what he's got. I need to slow down a bit. I played that too fast. Yeah, this is bad now. Fuck. Oh, I think I fucked it up. I did. I played the last two moves too fast. Even defending probably is a lot better. Damn. Oh, yuck. Oh, that is such a shame. I think he's got time to take as well, yeah. No, I can't play here. Sack. Oh, you're talking about F4. Yeah, it might have been the move, Jason, but it was really tricky. What I shouldn't have done was taken the rook on A5. Okay, so check, I'm guessing he goes here, here, castles with check. Rough. Tough way to lose a game. I did think that these bishops would be very difficult though. Ouch. Oh, this is so bad. It's way too fast. No good. Two queens. Well, I'm definitely getting checkmated here, but I'll give it a go. Oosh. Oh, I don't think it matters where I go. Can't go there. Well played by my opponent. Well played, for sure. A rough way to lose a game. Wasn't really the bishops either, it was just rolling pawns. He had double pawns, 98% accuracy, fantastic game by him. Okay, it does want it. What I was concerned about was him trying to trap my rook. How did I play in the opening? So this was important. I was just sort of winging the Sicilian. It made a lot of sense to bring my knight up and attack the queen. So all pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. Playing this sort of solid approach makes a lot of sense. 97.8% accuracy is huge. Good little tactic there. I like that. That all went well. Where it went wrong was here. Okay, pawn takes. So I needed to get my king in. What's the line here? Sorry, bear with me. I'll get into another game soon. I just want to see what... Oh, I see. So then getting the bishop here to block. And the king's just in time to come and help. Wow. Yeah, very well played by my opponent. Incredibly strong. Alright, well, I'll give it another go. I did enjoy that though. It was good in the Sicilian. I thought I played it pretty well in the opening, which was nice to see. It seems like a pretty straightforward opening to play. I think I'll have a bit of success in it. Server restarts in 17 minutes. Actually, I might just play some blitz games. Hey Jason, if you're still in the chat, mate, do you want to get some practice in maybe tomorrow night for your game against Liam? I've got a little bit of advice for you. I'd rather not say it over the stream. Although it's pretty straightforward and simple advice, it's probably logical to you. Okay, cool. Do you want to do some on-stream games, or do you just want to have a talk off stream. Either's fine for me. Okay, I'm going to play this and I'm going to try and encourage him to play b5. No, he doesn't play it. Doesn't matter what he says. Well, you might as well make a stream out of it if you can, bro. So minor mistake by my opponent. Basically, I'm going to capture the queen. Oh, never mind. I didn't see that recapture. Check. It's not enough. You can try and get this bishop into the game. Oh, actually, this is kind of a major threat. Yeah, I need to do something about that. He was just going to take. Well, what I'll do, Jason, is I'll message you tomorrow and we'll jack up a time, bro. That suits us. So he's attacking here. Which is pretty good. Damn, another tough opponent. Okay, the rook's going to come back and defend it. And I'm going to kick away this knight. He has got a monster attack. This is really good good to see by my opponent when you've got all these pieces on the diagonal like this attacking. And if he starts coming in with moves like h5, I will be sweating. Fair chance he just castles. Even sometimes in these positions, when you play h3, they can play h5, and if you take, it opens up the rook, so you've got to be careful of that too. Okay, I'm going to reroute over to the king side. All the action's happening on the king side at the moment and I want to watch it. might allow bishop f4 as well, attacking the queen and stopping this attack on h2. I'm a bit gutted that we've got a server reset here. I was looking forward to some rapid games, so I'm thinking maybe Tuesday nights is the server reset night, in which case maybe I might have Tuesdays off. Tuesday can be my rest day. Okay. Well, that's a checkmate threat as well. So let's stop that checkmate threat. Yeah, that's brutal. Well played. This might be my first all-loss stream. So you should just retreat the bishop now, I think. Okay, let's see if we can make something happen. I think this... Oh. Yeah, to start I'm going to kick this knight. Assuming knight back. He could take, takes, then queen takes. I'd far rather be down the exchange than down a full piece. What I like about it is his king is stuck in the center, so I'm going to try... Oh, bro, really? Oh, okay, it's not that bad, I guess. Okay. Here then he can just take. Oh. Brutal. Okay, it severely weakens my king. I'm going to play bishop here. Attacks his bishop. If he takes, at least his king won't be able to castle. And I might be able to get something with my pieces getting into the attack quickly. Ouch. Takes. Swings over. Comes that. Oh, I don't even know at this stage. This is not good. Yeah, that's probably GG. Let's come in and take the rook. I would probably simplify in this position. I'd just take the bishop, take the rook, and then move the rook off. I just realized my time. Okay, so he also has very little time. See if we can pull off a miracle. Try and create some threats while I can. Might be able to. Check I take. Oosh. Ouch. Oh, that one hurts. Ah, yeah. GG. So is that server reset? Is that time up? Yeah, just a minute. Play with me. I can't, unfortunately. Oh, I lost your message, but thank you very much for the offer. Generally, I absolutely would play with you. I love playing. I love playing people in the chat. I really appreciate it. So it'll have to be next time, unfortunately, bro. And I'll leave it there. I'm going to shoot off, guys. So it's a quick one for me. Sorry that it's run short and that I didn't perform that well, but I only got 2 games in, which was pretty rough. The first game had some good moments and some bad moments. It was quite instructive, you know. Looking for tactics is always important, but then also being very careful not to give the time for a pawn to run all the way out the board is also incredibly important. So thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Jason, I'll be in touch, man, and we'll jack up again. To the person who asked for a game, if you tune on the same time tomorrow, I will give you a game, and